got off to a really slow start, and that kind of really set the tone for this game up until that comeback in the second half. What do you think led to that slow start out of the gate tonight?
You know, we've had quite a few lineup changes and some things that didn't give us some consistency is probably part of it, but I just don't know. I mean, we had a shoot around today, and it was fantastic. You know, I thought these guys were really going to be ready to go, and it was just the little things. You know, that run would not have felt as bad, but we start out 4 for 10 from the free throw line. You know, even Jay Scrub barely steps on the line. We get a kick out 3, and we make. It doesn't count. You know, there's 9 points right there early on in that game that I think would have really helped these guys kind of right the ship. And, you know, things were really good in that first game, and you're spreading playing time around, and the bench feels good. But it is very tough to have that much talent across the board because everybody wants to play 36 minutes. And, you know, down the stretch, went with guys that I thought defensively gave us a real punch, that we could get into the press and use some of that depth a little bit, even though we didn't make a lot of subs because those guys were playing so well and really flipped the game for us. And thought we could kind of keep getting it closer and closer, and man, I thought we had a chance there at the end.
Yeah. I was listening into your message heading into the second half, and you were telling the guys, you know, that the fans are going to turn up when you make that run. Could you speak to maybe what they did really well, they as in a Sideline Cancer, to be able to kind of, you know, come up with punches on each time that you will inch a little closer to, you know, and, you know, getting the fans back into it?
Yeah, I mean, during the run, it was just they came up with 50-50 balls. You know, I thought we had a few possessions, a few plays where a guy is just, you know, dribbles off his knee and the ball just kind of goes, or we give up an offensive rebound. I mean, give credit to those guys for making those 50-50 plays, but I just thought when we had all that momentum, one or two of those little things go our way, and we win that game. But I give them a lot of credit because those guys have played together for a long time, and weren't scared of us, and weren't scared of the environment. Played with the chip on their shoulder for sure.
Defense is always one of the hardest things to get in these tournaments. And what were you able to pick up later that maybe you didn't earlier, or is it just a matter of them missing some shots?
No, I think we watched a ton of film on this team, on their individual players. We had film from last year, and where they really hurt us was when we were in the press last year. Burge was killing us in the press just by our guys kind of being out of position. He was going right past them. So we kind of kept talking about game plan and knew it was going to be tough to get into that press. We did try a little 22-2 last year, a little more zone press, and man-to-man was a little more effective. I just think, you know, again, starting slow like that, the crowd is very knowledgeable basketball fans, and when you start missing that many free throws, you hear the oohs and you hear the silence, and it affected our guys. And it's definitely on me to not put that press on a little earlier. You know, I felt like if we could just get it to under 10 by that fourth quarter, we'd have a great chance. And we made a run, but just a little too late.
What was the mood like back there with the guys after this? You know, first time you haven't made it past the second round since you started TPT.
Thanks for that.
Sorry.
It was obviously disappointing in there. You know, all these guys, whether they played a ton this whole tournament or down the stretch or whatever, you know, they're all playing for the Ville, and they all care about each other. Some of these guys are going to be pissed at me for not playing more minutes. But, you know, I got to put everything I have into this for several months now, from organizing it to getting our partners together to recruiting all these guys. I've got a deep relationship with all these guys, and I hope that continues. Hope they're not mad at me forever. But, you know, I really wanted the challenge. I enjoyed being the head coach. I enjoyed the staff I put together and the team I put together. Their competitiveness was next level, and that makes it incredibly disappointing because I really cared. I really put everything into this, and so did the people around me.
Colton Moore,
Coaching in a game like this, does it give you a new perspective on kind of rallying the guys and kind of doing a tough game like this?
You know, this is a win or go home tournament, I don't know if I gained any new perspective. I certainly like being a player alongside these guys a lot more than a coach, but I very much enjoy the experience and the preparation side and trying to motivate guys. It's not easy, but I don't know if my perspective changed. You know, if I could make a change, we'd probably put that press on a little bit earlier, but we just couldn't get stops at the right time. When we did get stops, it seemed like they got an offensive rebound and a stick back. The ball just didn't bounce our way, and that was really tough.
One more? Okay, thanks, Luke.